Hello. First of all, this has been an awesome trip, so thank you for this opportunity. Um, I've had one of the best times of my life just through this last month, and some of my goals, I was just going over them, and I feel like I really accomplished most of them. My first goal was to get to know people on this trip on a deeper level, which I truly think I'm taking away lifelong friends. Some of the old friendships have I've really strengthened them, and some I've formed a lot of new friendships with people that I had never even met before. So I think that's a huge thing to take away from this trip is just relationships overall. Another goal of mine was to speak Spanish in Spain, which I got to do. It was awesome. I also got to see the Sagrada Familia, which way back a few semesters ago, I did a project on it for a Spanish class, and I had no aims or means of seeing it, and actually getting to see it and going inside and seeing all the work that was done on that was really, really awesome. So that was accomplished. Funny thing, I actually told one of the cab drivers in Spain, I addressed him in French saying excuse moi, which not Spanish, but it was pretty funny. Um, the wrong country. Another one of my goals was to talk to people about religion here in the UK, but I didn't really get to do that. I felt like it was a hard topic to approach people, but what I did get out of that was I've just noticed the diversity in people here, the religions. Like UK is just so diverse, and I think that's really really awesome. I don't feel like people judge people here, and like there's a lot of freedom of religion, which is really cool. Um, and one of my last goals was to get to know Oxford, and I feel like I've done a pretty adequate job of that. It's such a neat city with so much history, so I think I'd be able to get home from almost any part, although it's a lot bigger than I thought initially, so Oxford is awesome. Overall, I've just had a really great time. The speakers were really informative. I really enjoyed them. Some of the ones that were my favorites was actually going to Johnson and Johnson. It's always really interesting to see one of the world's largest companies from the background side and seeing their internal works and just like marketing strategies and like their focuses, such as like they really try to hit the target market, which is something really important for me as a marketing major to know. Um, Another thing I really enjoyed was going to EU. That was so cool. Just seeing all those countries like work past the cultures and language barriers, and they becoming one power. So that's something really interesting and something that I'm going to keep up with. Just seeing them grow and adding different countries, or maybe some that later on aren't going to be a part of it. Um, and one of my favorite things I got to do from this trip was go on Oxford Analytica. I didn't really know what to expect when I signed up for it, but it was just so interesting learning about like 10 people around a table just naming off stuff that's going on around the world in minutes. And that was just awesome. Just not only what's going on in Oxford, but in Africa and Brazil and India. So that was really cool. Um, see, and then I also love going to VentureFest. Getting to be in an environment where people were making actual business pitches was just exciting to get that feel. It's something that I'm probably going to be faced with a lot in the future in my career, so that was a good part of that. And then learning about Islamic finance was one of my favorite things too, because that was really interesting. I had no idea that even existed, so I'm getting to see people put their faith into today's work environment is fascinating, because I feel like that's really difficult. Um, One thing funny is when we went to John Lewis Partnership, that was really neat. Over the past weekend, I was talking to one of my family members who actually works there, so I felt pretty knowledgeable because I knew about it and just kind of talked to him about it, and I had no idea he worked there, so that was really fun. Overall, this trip is something I'll remember forever, and I'm taking away lots of new things I've learned and relationships that I'll keep forever. I got to meet families that I had never even met before, so that was really awesome. So I've also enjoyed getting to know you guys as professors and as people just outside of like just teaching and getting to know your family. So I hope to get to see you guys on campus more, and thank you for all the opportunities you've provided on this trip.